Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Aaron Plays. In this episode, we'll be continuing our Russia Besieged game, and we are into the Soviet turn 2. So, after a slight disaster, the Germans managed to get across the Dvina, and the loss of Kiev in the previous Axis turn. We now need to, with the Russians, build a new front line to defend, obviously, Moscow, Leningrad. The prime areas you need to defend. The Finns have destroyed the two Soviet units that were defending Leningrad, but in so doing have pretty much exhausted themselves. So what do the Soviets get as reinforcements? Well, there's the reinforcement track. As you can see, they get quite a large amount of troops. But the key thing is, from here onwards, they arrive in August. So they arrive at the beginning of the second impulse. So they've only got, initially, those 3 units arriving from the east, and these 2 units arriving at the towns mentioned. Plus, they still have the replacements that they can use to build. So let's move this off here and place those units in their required starting locations. So we have 1 unit at Batum. I've got 1 unit at Maykop. There. 1 unit in Batum. And 3 units arriving from the east, which doesn't use rail capacity. Remember that. Also, we have replacement points, and our replacement points has dropped slightly due to the fall of Kiev. We lost the worker unit there. Where is the replacement units? Where's the replacement chart? Okay, so here's a replacement chart. So we get 14 replacement points. Still lost no oil, and it's equal to the WECs we have on the board. So with 14 points, you need as many units as possible. We've got 4 oil, so that allows us to build a mech unit. $14 points, there's 2 sevens there. Okay, that's the replacements. So I need to mark them back to 0, 0. And yeah, the oil's all used up. Right, remembering these can be placed on worker units. These ones. So I'm going to place 1 of these in Leningrad. Now, should curtail the enthusiasm of the Finns. If they move adjacent, they have to attack, whereas the guy in Leningrad doesn't have to attack out because it's a major city. So I can't see the Finns going toes up there. Now, put these 2 units into Moscow. Moscow's can actually build 3 units in there. You can build amount of units equal to the value, worker value, which is 3 in this case. Got a defense of 4. Right, but they will have to move by rail. Or can move by rail. Now, having a quick look again at the other units we're expecting. Moscow, Kalin, and we're going to get a couple on the east. Kursk, Leningrad, Sevastopol. Okay. Interesting one there, Kursk. And the eastern front. All right. So what to do? Because the Germans have shattered the front. Is there any point holding on to Riga? I'd say worthwhile holding it because it delays it, that rail route, but the Germans have got a rail route here, I suppose. The Germans need it. These units are dead. There's not much we can do without them. They can't move. Can't move from a zone of control to a zone of control. Is there any point trying to help them? No. No. Okay. So where to build front line? Okay, I'm going to go to the southern front area first. A little bit easier. So again, this unit is going to die. I think we need to bug out from the Bug River. Try and get something along the Dnieper. So one, two, three, four. Remember by rail. So let's bring in. They can't move adjacent into a zone of control, so we can't rail them in here. And also infantry units for the Soviets do not, in the second impulse, have zero movement. Only the guard infantry, which we haven't got any as yet. So none of these got, so they can't move. We need something, ideally, here and here. Or here and here. Because we don't have to attack because of the river. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Because these do have a second movement impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're ready to form a front line there. So we will get those units to there. And ideally you want something here. So we can bring one of these 7-4s down. Actually, no, 5-4. Free rail. So we're going to have a unit here, here. We'll need one at least there. So we can't do anything with him. Okay, so this guy here, 2, 4. Won't really be able to do much more than that. You don't want to give the right. Here's an interesting question. If I move to the rail, even though it's got zero movement, can he actually rail move in the second impulse? Let me look up the rules. Well, according to rule 7.10, units moving by rail may not move at any other means during that impulse, and even units which cannot move during the second impulse, such as the Russian infantry, can be railed if they begin on a rail line. Now, the Russian rail capacity at the present moment is 5. Remember, reinforcements being brought in don't use that capacity. The maximum they can use in the first impulse is 5. Maximum they can use in the second impulse is 2. Now, that's 5 for the entire turn. So they use all 5 in the first impulse, and they obviously got nothing they can use in the second. But that could be proved quite useful. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to rail him next time. The cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cavalry, what's their movement in the second impulse? Only 1. Are we getting any new units in? Didn't. How you pronounce this word, I have no idea. Every time I look at an Eastern Front game and I see the Nep, Rop, Petrovsky, yeah, DNEP. Sorry for any Russian watchers out there. I have no idea how to pronounce that word, but we're not building any units in there. But we could rail a unit into there for free from the east. So we'll place the cavalry there. Right, do we want to Odessa? The Germans need to take it. That's a lot of strength down there. I think we'll pull the cavalry out. Because that's 10, that's 20. And you know what? I'm going to leave them in there. Leave them in there. Right. Okay. I think that's the best we can do with the areas on the southern front at the present moment. Still 2 units to bring in. Now, obviously, if the Germans do a massive swing, so this is the problem with solo play. What am I going to do as the Germans? Am I going to do drive to Moscow, or am I going to try and destroy as many Soviet units on the Dnieper? I don't know at this stage. Maybe I should put it to just a random roll. Yeah, the Hitler influence. Who knows? Right, okay. Now we know we've got a reinforcement coming into Leningrad. That's a 4-4. I think that by itself should be strong enough to 4 plus the Leningrad working unit is another 2 is 6. That's 12 strength. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the best. It's a 1-to-1 attack. I think we can afford to remove that, not keep that unit in Leningrad. Okay, so where to form the line? All the way back at Luga? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. do we keep it Riga occupied or abandon it? That's a tough call. I don't know. I mean, currently strength in there is 9, 10. It'll take the Germans time. Okay, we'll take the armor out. Where are they going to go? So the intent with this unit here is he'll be another rail, probably back to here. No point standing in the open because if the Germans then just use a blitz attack, boom, they're across. So with that in mind, that's where we're going to form our defense. 1. Let's put him there. Yeah, put him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got to remember that these are rail. They don't modify the terrain for moving through terrain costs. So you got to pay across the river and through the woods for the armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't start rail movement from there. But I can only move. Okay. Would like to preserve my armor as much as possible, but keeping those 2 units there, possibly supplied from Leningrad. Yeah, the Germans are going to put effort into taking it, so I'm going to leave them there. Okay, so that's my second rail. That'll be moving into there. Leningrad garrison, he'll be moving into there. Okay. So the front line, what else we got? We've still got 2 units that can rail in for free. Where are we going to form a defense here? The Germans can go where they want with impunity, but next turn weather might start turning a little bit nasty. Well, light mud is not that bad, but start slowing them down. So if we move these 2 free by rail, I think we definitely want something in Smolensk. Now, this is, terrain type is that. Okay, so at the present moment, they're treated like the Pripet marshes. That'll cost 4 movement points for an armored unit. So an armored unit, 1, 2, plus 4 is 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've definitely got to put something in there. Question is, what? Not many options, is there? Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hasn't got enough movement, but next impulse he can do is minimum move into there. You've only got 3 movement. You can always move 1 hex, as long as it's not forbidden or prohibited. That's the better word. Forbidden. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Remember, I can only move 2 by rail in the second impulse. I can move 3 by rail. So we'll move. Now, do these count? I mean, the reinforcements, do they count against rail capacity on the first turn, or on the turn of their arrival? Because they start on the board. Let me check. So it says under Rule 7.09, all replacements and reinforcements placed onto the board or entering from a board edge during an impulse may move by rail in addition to the normal rail allotment. Okay, so the answer is yes. That's useful for that second lot that are coming in the second impulse. But anyway, it means I can move these 2. All right, so where are we going to move the makeup? I'm going to put these 2 here at the present moment, see where they're going to be needed in the line. Okay. I'm going to put one of them Luki. The available, I can't actually get into there. And the other one, so we know this unit is going to be moving by rail, ideally to here, here. So I'm going to bring this guy into whatever that place is called. Okay, so the unit that was brought into Moscow oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We need some defense over here, really, depending on which way the Germans are going to go. Not enough units. There's nothing stopping the Germans just swinging right the way around there. All right, well, let's move that one by rail to there. And we're going to get some new units. We're going to have to put them around this area. Is that pretty much everything done? Now, the other thing I can do is start pulling some of these worker unit counters back, but I'm not going to do that this turn. I needed maximum production. So maybe next turn we can start pulling some of these WECs back to the Urals. So, yeah, I can't see any way to improve on that really at the present. Can't remember where that unit guide come from because I was going to put him there, wasn't I? Actually, so there was no point railing that unit into there. That's rail. So is there any point holding Smolensk? I'll just create, if I hold there instead, is that better? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he can move on to there and he can move into there. We've got a bit of a line here. Okay. A few little tweaks there. Yeah. Combat. Well, we don't have to attack here. We're in a major city. However, we must attack here. And unfortunately, we've got to attack. I don't think we have to attack those. But we must attack those. So we are strength of 9, 18. 1 to 2. Get the combat results table up. There we go. 1 to 2. So we can make some Germans bleed with a 6. 1 to 2 with a 6. A1. Attacking suffers 1 set loss and any surviving units must retreat 2 hexes. Well, we can't retreat. So then go to the replacement pool. And no damage to the Germans. And this poor little chappie. He's at maximum. He's 1 to 6. I think he just surrenders. And that is the Soviet combat phase. All right, so we now go into the second impulse. All right, so let's have a look what we've got reinforcement wise. Right. So we've got Moscow, Halinin, 2 units on the eastern front, from the east. Put those on board edge. Kursk. Leningrad. Sevastopol. I mean, these guys can all move by rail and don't count against my only to Tbilisi. Down here, isn't it? There it is. Krasnodar. Blimey, never. And Zhukov, but he can only be used in defense at the present moment. But we have the first Soviet general, field marshal, sorry, in the game. Just as a catch up, the Germans have still got 3 available, and they've spent 4, 5. Now Zhukov's available. Okay. So we were going to move this one by rail here, counting against the rail capacity. he was going to move into there. He's moving to there. One, two, three. Okay. So free rail. Free rail. From the eastern front, we've got 2 units. Here they come. Free rail. Still got this one to bring in. Not sure where we're going to bring him yet. So let's just remove that. He hasn't moved yet. Okay. One, two, three to there. Okay, so I can't bring them into a zone of control by rail. So I can't bring them into this hex here. Right, so what we're going to do to stop anything untoward here, I think we're going to bring free rail, free rail, free rail. Okay, so hopefully that will stop or slow down or prevent too much coming that way. Right, so I was going to rail this guy to there. That was my second rail unit done. I had to pay for, but no other units along here. If I missed anything. Okay. I think that's as good. No combat. Okay, yep, that's all the reinforcements. That's the Soviets done. No combat, right. Supply. This unit's still in supply. We can get supply from that railhead. In fact, that railhead there. Oh, I've got 1 unit of Sevastopol. Germans are miles away from Sebastopol. So do I need that unit there? Where else can it go? Well, you can actually come here, because this is obviously a weak spot. At least I've got the zone of control here and zone of control here. And here, true, if the panzers break through, well, infantry zones of control don't stop them, but can't be everywhere. Okay, so probably not ideal, but best I can see at the present moment. As I say, this is my first playthrough. So hopefully it's not too embarrassing. But at least we have, you do use inverted commas here or speech bubbles, a front line of sorts. As we've seen with the Germans, they can break through wherever they pretty much want to, but they can't break through everywhere. Leaving some troops speed bumps, they've got to take Riga. That's going to require quite a bit of effort. And they're going to need to take Odessa as well. Left Sebastopol a bit open, but the Germans have got to take Odessa before they can start swinging around to Sebastopol. In my mind, anyway, as a Soviet. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know with any comments, much appreciated. I haven't asked for too many likes, but if you'd like to do a like, that would be again appreciated, because it all helps with the algorithm, as we know. So until next time, I will then beginning the German. Well, we're just done August, so it'll be September and October. So yeah, starting to get a little bit chilly. Bye, Internet.